There is someone here in Malawi who is wanted in South Africa. I'm going to ask the minister to help me go past that house of that person and just tell him there are questions for you there in South Africa that you must come answer. Whether you are a pastor or a politician, you don't have the right to steal from the poor. Not in the name of God, not in the name of our people.
Mashiane Politically Incorrect. I waited few days so I can just hear. I know you've been saying Mashiane, so tell us what you think about this Floyd Shambulu debacle. And most of you are saying, yeah, but it's not the first time he associated himself with Bushiri. Even at EFF, he was still that. But he's condemned a whole lot more. And in fact, just look to this tweet by Godrich Gatti. Godrich Gatti is not only disappointed, but he's saying this man is a fugitive. No, well, Godrich Gatti is the person who took position, yeah, Floyd at the EFF. So Godrich Gatti is the deputy president there. He's the second in command, as to say. Because Floyd was second in command, even though it's not constitutionally there, but he was second in command. So he's not only disappointed, he came out very scathing against Bushiri. Let me find that tweet as you read it from here. He's very disappointed. Let me see if I find it. Let me see if I find that thing. So he says, the badge behind you tells how evil are you. Not only the money of innocent South African was enough for you. I remember meeting you down in the cells, looking pathetic while getting one of your own bail. You ran away from the law. Men of Satan pretending to be men of God. So that is Godrich Gatti. By the way, you know how this space goes. We might be told all these tweets it was hacked or were misled, but I'm just reading what I found, and that's why I post it here. So the bed that he's talking about is precisely his association, his biblical associations with Israel instead of Palestine, because you would understand Floyd, someone who his politics would lean towards Palestine, but Floyd engaged with someone who's proudly Israeli. So this is for those who are saying, yeah, but this is personal choice to go to the church. This is master because they even go to Shembe. But what Godrich Gatti is pointing out here is the fact that you are going to someone who publicly endorses Israel. The tweet that caught my eye, though, amongst others, let me see if I find that tweet. It caught my eye because something that he said, he speaks about the let me try to find that tweet, because it speaks about the constitution of the Sisinga Mavikiti. It goes, the spokesman must take speaking authority from Secretary General, and that is Floyd Shambulu, not from himself or his father, Joe Ndlela. Nhlamule is part of the secretariat and take instructions from Floyd Secretary General Floyd Shambulu. So let me just bring it a bit back. I said in the podcast on more than one occasion that, and of course I would tell people that it's not only the spooks within MK who are saying so, but a lot of people are believing that Zuma or MK insiders are actually waiting for Floyd to entangle himself out of MK. They do not want him. They do not want Floyd Shambulu there. But they do not want to be the ones who fire him. They want Floyd to fire himself. And Floyd actually knows this. Floyd actually knows that they don't want me and they want me to resign. And he doesn't want to resign. Floyd does not enjoy the freedom and the promise that we all think he does. This is the rationale. Remember, I always say, every time we say things, you come, accuse us of some things. This is not what I say. This is what people are saying out there. And I somewhat believe it, reading from the situation. Because, let me pause here and then go in a certain segment. A few months ago I did, when Floyd unpacked his constitution. Thabiso Molefe calls it the Floyd Constitution. Let me give you a snippet of what I was doing. You will see the Constitution is part, the communication is part of duties under the Secretariat Office. And then you will see the problems that I'm talking about. Because the Secretary General, the Constitution of the MK, in fact, calls the Secretary General as the CEO. So let me pause here and come back. Secretary General will be membership, deployment, governance. Of course, the communication office reports to the Secretary General. You will see as we read that the Secretary General and Floyd Shambulu, the national organizer, they actually share roles. If it even says Secretary General, in concurrence with the national organizer, is responsible for establishment of the MKP structures and the detachments. So the structures you'll see down and what detachments are. The Deputy Secretary General is the HR of the organization, and he deals with contractual obligations. I don't know who's the Secretary General expertise currently. I might be thinking this might have been looked at who he is. I'm just preempting things. The national organizer, that's Floyd Shambulu. The organizational documents, political education, policy research, monitoring and evaluation, governance, particular MKP caucuses. So the MKP caucuses would be in the National Assembly and then cadre deployment. He'll be in charge with representing MKP in IEC structures, MKP structures and the detachment. So, like I said, his role doubles a lot. So, those duties under the Secretariat Office are so vast. And let's consider Floyd as the CEO. Where have you seen a CEO doing something and the communication department issues a letter against the CEO? You will never see it anywhere, because they report to the CEO. In this instance, the CEO is Floyd Shambulu. Again, the reason we put all of these things is just for you. When you swear at us, you must not say we are making it up. It's something we got from the MK. This is what the MK Constitution says. So, communication department, they report to the SG. Do you remember that debacle where Floyd will issue a letter? Floyd will issue a letter, and that letter, so remember, Floyd would be the secretariat, would issue a letter. In particular, let's talk about the late December suspensions. Floyd will issue that suspension, and Nkamulon Ndlela would also issue a statement, 2 different documents, but they speak to the public. So this where Floyd is directly to the people. And there were problems when on Twitter we did not know who's supposed to take precedence, who controls the Twitter account, the official Twitter account. And at some point, the Floyd communication was cut, and I came out to say I can't remember the facts around it, but I came out to say, but this is consistent. The Floyd letter is an internal document, but Ndlela's media statement, that press release is for public consumption, and I understand why they did it. Because of this misunderstanding, it actually shows us that the communication is not locked, and there might be issues there. But I understand why Ndlela should be the one who's heading that communication on Twitter, on social media, because that is the communication department. They must do it. Of course, they do it at the behest of the Secretary General, but I'm saying it's him who must control external documents that go out for public consumption, and I stand by that. So, coming back to this one, Ndlela's team reports to the Secretariat. The Secretariat is an office, the CEO of which is Floyd Shambulu, must at any given time summon anyone in the communication to come and sit and explain why they wrote that letter. And this is what Floyd must do. Is Floyd unable to do it? Is Floyd afraid to do it? Should Floyd do it? I say yes, Floyd must do it. But there's a reason if he doesn't do it, why he won't do it. Because Floyd is walking on eggshells. Floyd does not want to be pushed out. No, actually, he wants to be pushed out, so he doesn't want to resign. And this is why I say Floyd must actually do it. He must summon the whole communication team to get an understanding who did it. Especially because of this other rumor, and the tweets are there. This other rumor that says Floyd was sent there by Zuma. Floyd wouldn't go there by himself. And they blaming Zuma for not speaking out to say, I'm not sure if it's Zuma who did it, but if it's Zuma who indeed sent Floyd there, it's either Floyd or Zuma must say, yes, this was a sanctioned program. And people are saying, if it was a sanctioned program, why wasn't he wearing the MK branding, the insignia of the MK badge? Why wasn't he wearing it? Because at Shembe he was wearing it. So it's a touch and go situation. For Floyd, the writing has always been on the wall. And when we tell you, you say, no, Mashiane, when you hate Floyd. No, I actually don't hate Floyd. You could even go back, you'd see, I hold that man in high regard. But the camp that he's fighting is more powerful than Floyd. He may have the administrative power of running the organization, but the ground and legitimacy he actually does not have. And when he wants to gather the power, you know what they tell him? Let me give an example. They say he's recruiting Bomafiki EFF to come and solidify himself, of which there's nothing wrong with that if he's doing that. There is absolutely nothing wrong. I said it when he was still the national chairperson, that he will have to employ and deploy people that understand his politics and are loyal to him. Because the ones that he found are not going to be loyal to him. And those who sawn at me when I was saying that, they can actually see now, if they are honest, that it is the truth. Do you know how many people have defied Floyd? A lot of people. I mean, you know, I've done podcast about how Floyd said people must not do something, but they keep doing it. Floyd said Mpumalanga and KwaZulu-Natal, they must hand over the accounts. People have been resistant to do it, and he had to act because they do not want to listen to me. They defy him. They literally defy him. Don't go to the president. If you want to make an appointment, make it through the Secretary General will assess. And he said it in a press conference, but it's not a constitutional matter. It's an instructive, so it's a secular. So those who come from government works, they'll call it a secular. So Floyd issues a secular to say, if you want to go to Nkandla, you are disturbing the office there, come through us. But Nkandla is not the headquarters, legally and constitutionally. It's not the headquarters. So everyone could go to the president of MK and see and seek the blessings of Floyd. I said it with Thabo, with Thabiso Molefe, who said he goes there, and he's not the only one who goes there. And I say, I know people who go there. I mean, MK people, you know a lot of people who still go there to Nkandla without going through Floyd's office. But those people are not. So because that's an example of defiance. So, for example, Floyd should write a letter that says, "Dear President General, the Secretariat has issued a decree to say we will manage traffic of MK people to your office." And the President General, who is Jacob Zuma, then must say, okay, no, I understand. All those people, I'll send them directly to you so they come through. They manage traffic, they manage. But Zuma seems to be enjoying this. Why they're not doing it? If they did it, why is it continuing? So Floyd is not a happy man. So I see people are saying, why did Patriotic Alliance and Democratic Alliance go to Israel? They are not being condemned. Floyd is condemned. Look, MK, it's Kilurumula Sechaba, is the people's last hope. People, they tell me it's their last hope. It is only through this thing, the latest thing, that we have failed with ANC, EFF, and other political parties, that we want to be recruited inside here, because it's our last hope. And if a decision has been taken to say no Israel, for example, or no fugitives, fugitives just basically renegade from the law, who ran away from South Africa, and this is a perfect description of Bushiri. He ran away. Floyd will unfortunately be representing MK when he meets them. The perceptions will be there. So they feel what he has done, he has betrayed what MK stands for. And this is what Nhlamulo communicates in his letter, distancing the brand or shielding the brand from this misconception. The Women's League have done the same. They have distanced themselves from Floyd Shambulu. They are very disappointed. The Justice Minister says she knows Floyd from the student politics side, and Floyd has acted out of character. It's a huge Floyd fumble, this one, because there is no basis to justify why Floyd went there. So that is the government arm of the justice, the people who are pursuing Bushiri. The Malawian court has said Bushiri must go to South Africa and go and answer. Instead of going there, Bushiri decided to appeal it. An MK party, the official document from the communication office, says Zuma, whenever he's asked to go to court, he goes to court. And when he did not go to the commission, he was taken to jail. He did not fight it because he's a law-abiding citizen. He went there. If Bushiri is a good person, why didn't he do what Zuma has done? That's not me. That's Nhlamulo statement representing the MK party. So you can see this is a huge fumble from Floyd. So whether it's miscalculation or what, but it may not also be the final nail on the coffin, because I believe Floyd has read the ground very early that he's not wanted. He's pretending that he knows that he's wanted. He's not wanted. I don't want to go back to what I said when he was a national chairperson, to say these are the pitfalls Floyd is going to face. These pitfalls are now showing themselves. I mean, amongst them is the fact that he's not conversant in isiZulu. And you would say, that's not tribalism. No, it's not tribalism. Floyd not being conversant in isiZulu, he's going to have to address meetings of ground forces who need to be spoken to in isiZulu, and he's going to do it in English. Well, I've lived in Nguni dominated areas, and I would find it very difficult, ngesintu, communicating with someone in English who, even though they've got a faint understanding, they feel disrespected when you speak to them in English. It's something because we do not have an office to defend ourselves. We're rubbish, but there are people who, and I know comrades who are of a different language, who come to another language. So, for example, when we were in Marry Me, Bonkosi Kanyile came there. He introduced himself in Sesotho to say, nna ke nna Bonkosi Kanyile, ke kgopela go bua Sezulu because a ke tsebe go bua Sesotho pila. And it was a form of respect for him to say, please allow me to do this because I can't. This is just a recognition of you can't go to people and disrespect them in another language. So he sought permission. And I'm not saying Floyd can't do it and stuff. I'm just giving an example of the differences whenever you need to address a people. When we say a people, we're talking about a crowd of people, a community who needs to hear your message. And they would find it very untoward when you say it in English. I'm just giving you an example why Jacob Zuma, even though he's an eloquent English speaker, he would always and most of the time speak isiZulu. And the nationalism of MK is based on that. And I will always say it, even if others misconstrue it as being tribalist. No, it's not. I'm telling you the stronghold of MK is the Zulu nationalism. And they pride themselves with speaking isiZulu to one another. So, and if you want to take it further, I can give you examples of the Muslim who use Arabic as their language they trade in the religion. It doesn't mean that you can't praise him Kaspedi or Kasizulu, but they would prefer you to use the Arabic language. But so, for all intents and purposes, I'm just trying to show you. But look, man. Like I always say, you can pause and read these statements, these tweets, everything that is here, just so you understand. Because I honestly believe, Floyd Shambulu has made a big mistake, and he's not supported for that big mistake. And you would see, it's very few people who are in senior positions who are defending Floyd. It's very few. So, what is the next move? Nothing really. Floyd is just going to sit there and absorb the punches, but he will not resign. I hope he won't resign. I wish he doesn't resign. Because if he resigns, he knows himself. He would have resigned a long time ago because this vehicle is driving. It's not been driven in a way that he likes. He doesn't want to resign. He would much rather have them fire him. Will you go to DC? Who is DC? DC is the deputy president. If he goes there, will his camp win? If they take him to DC, will he allow, because the Women's League, who we are told supports Duduzile. They want him to face disciplinary hearing. But you'll remember that Duduzile has not presented herself to the disciplinary hearing. Not that it's been called that we know, but she has not faced the disciplinary hearing. But for all that it's worth, Mashiane Politically Incorrect, please tell me what you feel about everything and where do you think this matter is going to end up. Because it's a mess. It's a mess, it's a huge mess. But let's see how it unfolds. Thank you. Eitada.